Okay, here's our assignment for what I consider day 3. The last packet was actually 2 days worth of work of Algebra Boot Camp. I'm going to go over a couple problems. This problem is due on Monday. I don't think it's going to take you that long to work out. I know you guys did foiling and stuff in the past. I'm going to give you another way of thinking about distributing things, just to take a look at it when problems go beyond binomials. So first of all, when we're multiplying, remember we're multiplying a monomial by a polynomial. You distribute the term into every term that's there. So this equation would become 7 times 6 is 42, x to the third, plus 14x squared, plus 28x. I've given that 7 over x to each term, sorry, in the piece right there. When we do binomials, I know how you were taught, which is fine, which is foiling. And FOIL stands for first, outer, inner, last. I'm going to do this problem by foiling it first. It would be the first, which would be 15x squared. Outer, which are these two right here. 5x times negative 2 is negative 10x. Inner, which is 3 times 3x, would be positive 9x. And last is 3 times negative 2, which would be negative 6. And then the inner terms match in degree, so they always combine together. Minus x minus 6, which is always true on foiling. Let's look at the next one. We're going to foil the next one as well, but there's something special about the next one. These ones are what are known as conjugates. And in the conjugates, watch what's going to happen. I'm going to write around the word foil. First, 2x times 2x is 4x squared. Outer, 2x times positive 3 is positive 6x. Inner, negative 6x. And last is negative 9. You'll notice this is always going to happen on conjugate pairs. The inner two terms are going to cancel each other out. And those happen to be the O and the I. So if you're multiplying conjugate pairs and you don't want to do it all the way out, and you know this, just the sign is different, you just you multiply the first times the first, which becomes 4x squared. And then you multiply the last times the last, which becomes negative 9. And that's the final answer there. So the only reason I said I want you to think about this a little differently is if you compare it to the original one, I took the 7x and I distributed it to each term, we're really doing the same thing when we're doing foiling. I'm going to write this on down. We're taking the 5 and distributing it to the 3x and distributing it to the negative 2. And then we're taking the 3, distributing it to this 3x, and distributing it to the negative 2. So you can see it's literally taking each number and sharing it with the other number in there. The only reason I bring that up now is, and I don't want to change your work on foiling, it's really to show you that when you have polynomials, whether they're bigger or smaller, that's all you're doing each time. You're distributing the first term to all the terms. So this is going to become 30x to the fourth plus 6x to the third plus 24x squared. So that distributes the 6 for me. So 6x squared. Sorry, now I'm going to distribute the negative 2x to every term. And you can see with lines of this, it gets to be pretty long looking. It becomes a negative 10x to the third minus 2x squared plus 4x. And like I said, this problem's a lot longer because there's 3 parts to it. Now I have to distribute the 1 to each term here, which becomes plus 5x squared plus x plus 4. A little more steps and a lot more lines. I don't always draw the lines in because it gets too complicated. The only thing that's a little bit more annoying instead of foiling is with polynomials, the terms are all over the place in terms of ones that combine together. They're not just right next to each other. So I'm going to combine like exponents. In terms of fourth power, there's only one of them, 30x to the fourth. So I'm going to look for third powers. I've got a 6x to the third, negative 10x to the third. That's it. So it's negative 4x to the third. Now I'm going to look for squareds. I've got a 24, a negative 2, and a 5. So that's plus 27x squared. And then I have 1 4x. I cross it out just so I see what's going on there. And plus 4. And that's all it is for polynomial long division. Polynomial multiplication. So I'm going to send you a problem with 13 multiple choice problems. You're going to work on it over the weekend. It's due on Monday. And we'll talk about what work we have next week in terms of APs and things like that. We'll talk about that tomorrow during our Kahoot. Take care.